3.3 adding polynomials. When we're adding polynomials, we're practically just combining like terms. So there's two ways of adding these polynomials. You can do a vertical format or a horizontal format. When you're doing a vertical format with these, when you're adding, you are lining up those like terms to make things a little bit easier for yourself. So if we look at our first example, 1a, we have 5x squared plus 2x minus 1 and 4x squared minus x plus 2. So the 5x squared plus 2x minus 1 is going to go on top, and then that 4x squared minus x plus 2 is going to go on the bottom, and we're going to add these two. So if you see, I line up my like terms right underneath or on top of each other, so that way I can add these. So I have 5x squared plus 4x squared, which is going to give me 9x squared. Then I have 2x minus x, which is just x. It's a positive, so we're going to plus x. And then that minus 1 or negative 1 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 minus 1, so this is going to be a positive 1. So 9x squared plus x plus 1 is the solution for this one. If we look at our next example, B, we have 3y cubed plus 2y plus 1 and y squared minus 1. So if we line these up vertically, we're going to have 3y cubed plus, we don't have a y squared in this polynomial or trinomial, so we're going to put 0y squared because there's no y squared there. So we still want to represent it, but that coefficient to it's going to be a 0. Then we have a positive 2y and a positive 1. So then underneath that, I'm going to do the y squared. It's going to go underneath the 0y squared. So this is just y squared or 1y squared. You could do that too. And then that minus 1 goes underneath the 1. That's your constant. Anything else, you have to fill in where you have a 0 in front of that variable. So we now have the 3y cubed plus 0y cubed, so that's not going to change. It's going to stay 3y cubed. The 0y squared plus y squared, or 1y squared, is just going to be 1y squared or y squared. The 2y plus 0y is 2y. And then the minus 1 from the 1 is 0, so we don't have to write that down. It's just going to be that 3y cubed plus y squared plus 2y as our solution. Okay, so if we look at 3, we have negative x squared minus 1 and 4x squared minus x. So that negative x squared goes on top. We don't have an x, so it's just going to be 0x, and then that minus 1. Underneath, we're going to have 4x squared underneath the negative x squared, and that negative x under the 0x. And then we don't have anything that's a constant, so it's just going to be plus 0. So from here, the negative x squared plus 4x squared is 3x squared. The 0x minus x is negative x, and the negative 1 plus 0 is negative 1. So 3x squared minus x minus 1. I'm going to look at the 5 since it's on the screen already. So for 5, we have x minus 1 and 4x minus 6. So x minus 1 will go on top, and the 4x minus 6 will go on the bottom, lining it up vertically. So we have plus, there we go, x plus 4x, which is 5x, and negative 1 plus negative 6, which is negative 7. So 5x minus 7 is our solution. If we look at 4, we have negative z cubed minus 2z, so we don't have a z squared, so it's not going to be anything, so that's 0z squared. Then we'll put the negative 2z minus 1. The other polynomial that we have is 2z cubed minus z squared plus 2z. And then that's plus 0 because we don't have a constant. So when you go to add these up vertically, you have that negative z cubed plus the 2z cubed, which is just your z cubed. The 0z squared minus z squared is minus z squared. The negative 2z plus 2z cancels out, and then the minus 1 plus 0 is just minus 1. So z cubed minus 2z squared minus 1. For 6, we have 3x squared y plus 4xy squared minus 2y cubed, and x squared y plus 3y cubed minus 4. So we're going to line these up vertically. So if we look at the first one, we have 3x squared y plus 4xy squared minus 2y cubed plus 0. Then we go look at the next set of terms. We have x squared y, which is going to go over under the 3x squared y. Then we have 3y cubed, which is going to go over the negative 2y cubed. And we have that minus 4, which is going to go underneath that 0. And then we don't have a xy squared, so it's just going to be 0xy squared underneath the 4xy squared. So from here, we're going to add these up. The 3x squared y plus 1x squared y is going to be 4x squared y. 4xy squared plus 0xy squared is just 4xy squared. The negative 2y cubed plus 3y cubed is y cubed. Put a plus sign in between there. And then the 0 minus 4 is minus 4, or negative 4. So 4x squared y plus 4xy squared plus y cubed minus 4. We can also do this horizontally. When we do this horizontally, we are making sure that our terms match, that we are combining. So for A, we have 5x squared plus 2x plus 1 and negative 4x squared minus x minus 2. So we're going to rewrite this without the parentheses, and this is going to be 5x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 4x squared minus x minus 2. Now you want to keep the term in front of the term with the term, because it'll tell you the operation to do that you are combining with the other. The 5x squared matches with the negative 4x squared, so 5x squared minus 4x squared is just x squared. The 2x matches with the negative x, so 2x minus x is just x. And then 1 matches with the negative 2, so 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So x squared plus x minus 1 is our solution for this one. If we look at b, we have negative ab plus b and ab minus a. So this is just going to be negative ab plus b plus ab minus a. So the term that matches with the negative ab is the positive ab. They're going to cancel out. And then b and a are different terms, and they don't match up. So you can write this as b minus a or negative a plus b. They both mean the same thing. If we look at 6, we have negative x squared plus 2, negative 6x squared plus 2, and negative 4x squared. So this is the same thing as negative 6x squared plus 2 minus 4x squared. That negative 6x squared minus 4x squared is going to give us negative 10x squared, and we keep that plus 2. So negative 10x squared plus 2. If we look at 8, we have y minus 7 and 3y plus 18. So if we rewrite this, it's going to be y minus 7 plus 3y plus 18. The y plus 3y gives us 4y. The negative 7 plus 18 is going to give us positive 11. So 4y plus 11 is our solution for this one. For 7, we have negative x cubed plus 2 and negative 4x cubed plus y plus x. So if we rewrite this, we're going to have negative x cubed plus 2 minus 4x cubed plus y plus x. So your like terms, your negative x cubed minus 4x cubed is going to be negative 5x cubed. That x doesn't match up with another x, so just put it down. That y doesn't match up with another y, so put that down. And that 2 doesn't match up with another constant, so just rewrite that. So we're going to have negative 5x cubed plus x plus y plus 2. For 9, we have negative 2x squared minus 4x cubed and 3x squared plus 7x minus 2. So this is just going to be negative 2x squared minus 4x cubed plus 3x squared plus 7x minus 2. So the 2x squared matches with the 3x squared, so negative 2x squared plus 3x squared is just x squared. Then the negative 4x cubed doesn't match up with a another x cubed, so it's going to just be minus 4x cubed. And then that 7x doesn't match up with another x, so just write it down. And that minus 2 doesn't match up with another constant, so write that down. Now you can put this into standard form, which is probably the best way to do it, and you have to do it this way, making the term that has the highest variable or the highest degree first. So it's going to be negative 4x cubed plus x squared plus 7x minus 2. If we look at some extra examples for 17, we have 2x minus 5 as well as x plus 3. So if we add these up, the 2x plus x is 3x, and the negative 5 plus 3 is minus 2. So 3x minus 2. For 18, we have 4m minus 3 as well as 3m plus 1. So we have the 4m plus 3m, which is 7m, and the negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. For 19, we have 5n plus 6 and negative 2n plus 1. The 5n plus negative 2n is 3n, and the 6 plus 1 gives us 7, so 3n plus 7. For 20, we have 4y minus 2 as well as negative 3y minus 9. So 4y plus negative 3y is just y, and negative 2 plus negative 9 is a negative 11. So y minus 11. If we look at 21, they give us 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 as well as x squared minus 2x plus 3. If we add these, the 3x squared plus x squared is 4x squared. The negative 2x minus 2x is a negative 4x, and the 1 plus 3 is 4. So 4x squared minus 4x plus 4. For 22, they give us 3y squared plus nothing y minus 5, as well as 2y squared minus 3y plus 4. So 3y squared plus 2y squared is going to be 5y squared. The 0y minus 3y is 3y, negative 3y. And the negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. So 5y squared minus 3y minus 1. For 23, we have 6a minus 4b plus c, as well as 4a plus 4b plus c. And we're adding these. So 4a plus 6a is 10a. The negative 4b plus 4b cancels out, and the c plus c gives us 2c. So 10a plus 2c. For 24, we have 1 minus 2y plus 3y squared, as well as 3 minus 2y plus y squared. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Negative 2y plus negative 2y is a negative 4y. And then the 3y squared plus y squared is a positive y, 4y squared. Now rewrite this to be in standard form. You're going to have 4y squared minus 4y plus 4. For 25, we have 3x cubed minus 2x squared y plus xy squared, as well as x cubed plus x squared y minus xy squared. So the 3x cubed plus x cubed is going to be 4x cubed. Oops. The negative 2x squared y plus x squared y is negative x squared y. And the xy squared minus xy squared cancels out. So it's just the 4x cubed minus x squared y. For 35, we have 3x minus 2y plus 5 plus x plus 2y minus 2. So we're going to rewrite this without the parentheses. This is going to be 3x minus 2y plus 5 plus x plus 2y minus 2. So like terms, 3x and x, they match, so they add them and we get 4x. Then the negative 2y and the positive 2y match, they cancel out. And then the 5 minus 2 gives us 3. For 36, we have 2q minus q, 2p minus q plus 1 plus negative p minus q plus 3. So if we rewrite this with the parentheses, we have 2p minus q plus 1 minus p minus q plus 3. The 2p matches with the negative p, and we subtract those and get p. The q matches with the negative q, so negative q minus q is negative 2q, and the 1 plus the 3 gives us 4. So p minus 2q plus 4 is our solution for that one.